Hello, namaste. I'm here in Rishikesh, India, and I'm gonna talk from what channels through me, flows through you, flows through me. I'm gonna start with an invocation. I asked that I could step aside from my ego and tap in through the roots and pull out the nutrients, the power, the revelation from the abyss, from my experiences and from the beyond. I ask the veil between the seen and the unseen to be split. I ask Michael, Uriel, Gaboriel, and Raphael to protect this sacred space. I thank the universe that everyone who is watching this is destined to find this video. May it unlock a level of initiation, spiritual awakening, and healing within your being. May a fire be lit inside of you. So right here we have a tree that they use in many rituals and prayers. And we have these strings right here where people will put their wishes and their manifestations, and they will put it on the tree as a symbol, as something that connects the heavens with the physical. This is a ritual that unlocks the unconscious. And I want to talk about trees because during my awakening, it was very, very traumatic. My mind was a mess. I was hearing voices. I wasn't in control of my being, of my vessel. One of the things that deeply helped me was going into a park. There was a big tree there, and I would sit with my head touching the back of the tree, really experiencing and resonating with the tree's energy. And the fear that was palpable, that I could literally feel darkness and light going through my body, started to dissipate. This fear was so powerful and so all-encompassing. I slept for so long, for weeks, I slept with the lights on. Many people talk about the good sides of awakening. They talk about the love, and they talk about maybe going to heaven, or these really beautiful experiences, or meeting with ascended masters. But we don't often hear about some of the side effects, especially when it happens when we're not ready for it, when it happens as a spontaneous awakening, or it's an awakening that's triggered by trauma. So I began to sit by this tree, and I would say the mantra, so I'd breathe internally. I'd say so, and out breath, hum. So, hum. And I would focus in between the eyes, and I would do this for hours and hours and hours. And also I would just sit and I would look up at the sky. I would see the branches. I would think about the possibilities with life. I would connect to the energy that is around me and dream. And through facing a lot of my insecurities and fears and becoming, my awakening was so all-encompassing. I had to relearn how to be human. I had to relearn how to speak, how to do things that we take for granted. I became totally new. So in this experience of looking up to the heavens, looking to the sky, the bliss that I felt was so tangible, is so beautiful. I started feeling this, like, it's called the soma, the nectar of the gods. As I would do this, I would enter into this very special place. And I would do it every single day because I was dealing with so many fears that I needed to grapple with, uncertainties, a lot of religious trauma. A lot of us coming from maybe Christianity or having very intense religious fear. If you want to look up The Alchemist, her channel, she references the concept of the doom imprint. So I was going through the doom imprint, where it's like this thing from past lives, or this one, where you feel this like impending doom, that things are going to get worse, and it's an imprint from religion. Specifically, Christianity employs a lot of these tactics that are very dark. So you feel the heaviness, you feel the fear, and needing to recover from that takes time. In that, if you're weeding in a garden, it takes time to pluck out and process these things. What my spiritual awakening also taught me as I move through things is allowing the emotions, allowing the experiences, especially the negative ones. They're not going anywhere. They're going to sit on your chest until you deal with them. And some people, they are so persistent that the mind is like, we're going to lock them up. We're going to protect them. We're going to put them in a little compartment in your brain. One of my clients, one of my dear friends as well, he was going through a problem with having gone to what's called a rebirthing session. So he went to this lady and she has this healing and she's trying to coach him into rebirthing himself, and she's criticizing him. She's saying, hey, you're not doing this right, you're not trying. And he went to another lady and she was like, you're not trying enough, or you don't care. And so you had these two opposite situations. I'm coming to present to you an alternative for helping your friends, helping yourself, which is not to blame yourself and not to blame the person helping you or coaching you. The system that I employ to bring people into the depths of their unconscious, the depths of their abyss, is through trusting the intelligence and wisdom that is already within them. I truly believe when you talk to the parts of them, whether it's, I don't know, when you talk to uncertainty, it has an answer. It has some wisdom. So I ask this part of them, what is the wisdom of resistance? What is your wisdom that you're bringing? And at one time it said, I don't know. I don't know. And I said, wow, what is this? I don't know. And we started, it's kind of like you find a vein of gold. So you find a little part that's gold, and usually you go down and you can find much more gold there. So we started with going into the vein of gold by asking, what is this uncertainty? Where is it? What's this thing? And the first hour was actually undoing the issues that the people had incorrectly coached him, because they were invalidating the responses that his body was sending him. His body was sending him tiredness. His body was sending him signals of like the shocks that would shock him out of the emotions. So instead of treating him like it's his fault, I started to talk to the shocks. I'm like, what is the emotions? Shocks. And I had him channel. I'm like, speak from first person from the shocks. What is underneath this? And it's like uncertainty, emptiness. Again, same thing with and I asked him, become one with the emptiness. So he started to do that. He started to feel, and you can do this with yourself, invite the emptiness and uncertainty to fill your body. And I had him say, fill your body with uncertainty. And everyone watching right now, take a deep breath in and out. And we're going to do that now. Uncertainty, become one with me. Fill my core with darkness. Fill me with the void. So he did this. He started to feel this peace, this tranquility come into his being, this tension. He said the tension left his body. As a man, I feel like there's so much pressure in most societies for men to know, to have the answer, to be correct. We're criticized in school. You're not correct. You're incorrect. We're scolded. Even our security lies in correct, especially if you have a job in IT or math or any of these, or even more simple jobs. Getting something wrong costs you your livelihood. So it's very fearful. It's very, you might be shunned by society for not knowing. It's very scary sometimes to not know. So we took a leap of faith. We jumped into his uncertainty, his emptiness. That's when the breakthrough happened. The anger came through. All of these things came through. And you might think, well, the sessions are usually an hour. I was doubting myself a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is an hour. We're not getting anywhere. That's where, when you're helping people, you're helping yourself. You need to listen to your guides. My guide said, go another hour. You need 2 hours for this. And so I was chanting. I like to chant the Lotus Jewel mantra while I'm helping my clients. It's Om Mani Padme Hum. And so I was chanting in my mind, listening to some calm music and chanting over him and bringing in, even visualizing the breakthrough, manifesting the breakthrough in to his system. So as we're doing this, he starts to experience anger and frustration and memories and starts to blossom. And so that first hour was undoing the work that had been done wrong. And we did a whole week of people criticizing him in the session. So he had to undo all of that and fully go into trusting his own conscious, trusting the wisdom that's coming to him, like the response signals from his body sending him tiredness. And he came out of the session more in touch with himself. And I explained to him, this is building up neurons in your body. It's just like lifting weights. You have to feel more. It's like they multiply. The more feelings, especially the negative ones, when you feel them, you embrace them, it's like the mother side of you grows in capacity. When I was very young, when I was 4, my mother died of ovarian cancer. And also, Dr. Carl Jung, many amazing people have had their mother die when they were very young. If you have had a mother die at a very young time, I give you all my love and compassion. And I want to say, there is hope for you to develop your own self-parenting, your own nurturing of this mother side. And I'm going to explain, my sessions are an energy of the void, of the great mother, of Mother Darkness. She embraces us. She embraces everything. She opens up and allows everything, even monsters, to be. She embraces them. They become whole. They become healed. They blossom. Many of our societies, the reason our societies look so dead, the people look dead, the systems look dead. We're externalizing so much of ourselves. But the reason they look dead is we aren't mothering death. We aren't mothering these negative things. And what happens to a child when you don't mother it? It's angry. It's full of these neuroses. It's full of these diseases. And so part of this energy is also called, you can also call it the dark goddess, or Kali. She fully embraces herself radically. And now you can draw the line where you self-accept and where your balance is with society. If you wish to not deal with society, there's something called the Agori. And they are these spiritual people here in India that forsake everything and they go on the left-hand path and they do really, really crazy stuff. You can Google it and research some of the stuff that they do, and you can be apart from society. What I've chosen is kind of a middle way. So I'm embracing myself, but I'm bringing it in a way that society can tolerate it. I'm using words. I'm interacting. I'm not some forest person, and that's just my path that I've chosen. You have to make a deal with yourself to find what that's going to work. I want to say I really appreciate you being here. If this content is striking a chord or resonating with you, please like and subscribe. And if you feel like you can benefit from me taking you into the abyss, which I've been there myself during my awakening, I've been to the layers of the Bardo, or the Shadow Realm, or Kamaloka in anthroposophy, or you can call it the Egyptian realm of the dead. You can call it anything you want. I've been through these layers, and I can guide you out of what I've actually experienced. You can go to many other coaches, many other people that can take you through your shadows, but they have not literally been to the abyss. And if you want to see this full experience, you can look on my channel, the featured video, and see my experience in the abyss. Also, if you have questions about it, please leave me a comment. If you have questions about shadow work, I would love to hear your thoughts. This is a community that I am building where I want us to unite along the lines of self-realization. I want us to unite around the new earth. I want us to unite around the goddess Venus. Why am I talking about Venus, though? Why am I talking about this dot in the sky? Well, she's so much more than that. During my awakening, she came to me in the sky, and then I was able to return to the earthly realm. Part of what Venus represents and who she is beauty, is your capacity to experience beauty and desire and life. And she is also Ishtar, that this is the Mesopotamian goddess. She descends into the abyss, into the lowest parts of the underworld, and to the degree that she descends, she ascends. And this is the myth that makes winter and spring. And so the path of Venus is a path of fully opening your heart to every experience, nurturing every part of your dark sides, opening your heart, the pain, anger, all of it, and fully embracing life. And this is also very complementary with Taoism, being able to see life as a constant ebb and flow and change, and to fully embrace the experiences, seeing them as a gift, not seeing them as something to be removed, but seeing them as a treasure. As you do this, Venus removes the separation, removes the things in your life that are keeping you from truth. When I started doing this ritual to Venus, the chanting, 540 times per day, the Om Dram Drim Drom Se Shukraya Namaha, for 40 days, I started to experience this compassion birthed in my heart. I started to experience this bliss, this joy. When you start to engage with Venus, you'll start to see things more beautifully. You'll start to smell, the flowers will smell brighter. You'll start to, even if you look at her in the sky, she'll start to show you her true form, which is not human. We're not talking about some human deity. We're talking about a higher dimensional being. Venus is not just the physical representation in the sky, but she is also a much higher. You can find beauty in the alien worlds, in the abyss, anywhere beauty is found. This will be with you for any incarnation outside of life and death. She's not going anywhere. And that's part of the wisdom of attaching to a deity or attaching to something much higher. Or you can also see it in the Buddhist principle. This is building the part of you that is Venus, that is empowering it. I see things from many perspectives. This is called the diamond. You have so many different facets of the diamond. You can look into Buddhism. You can look into Om Mani Padme Hum, listen to it. And please subscribe, like, share this video with your friends, and try out the practices. You might think, oh, this is just another video. No, this is an initiation. This is your call enter into the mysteries. We have so many things. We talk about the philosophers. We learn about them in school. Did they just use their intellect to come to these experiences? If you research into it, they had what's called the Eleusinian mysteries. And they would take some kind of substance, they have some kind of rituals, and they would enter into these revelatory experiences. Pythagoras saw these triangles everywhere. That was actually literally, I experienced the triangles like Pythagoras in my awakening. So if you watch these videos, you partake of the process, you're being unlocked into the mysteries. And my intention is, as you awaken to the mysteries, we can support each other and we can create a community that can guide people further and further. In order to protect what I'm building and protect the people that are a part of it, I'm creating what's called the Temple of Venus. It's a Discord community where you can really engage and go deeper with other people that have taken the chant, that have finished the 540 Om Dram Drim Drom Se Shukraya Namaha. It's the Venus Beach mantra, that have completed it 540 times per day for 40 days. If you complete this, and if you chant for an hour to Venus with one of the members, you can join this community where we have emotions, and it's of no cost. It'll cost you your time to do this, but I want you to have really deep relationships. I want you to have dreams there. I want you to be able to express yourself. I have an emotional section. There's voice chat. During my awakening, it was so helpful to have like the voice chats on Discord, especially the spiritual communities where I could ask them about my awakening. I had so much love and kindness. They sent me entire libraries of esoteric information. The Temple of Venus is also going to be a repository of knowledge, of occult information, but also the support. There's going to be a structure to be able to protect people, as well as we build and as we get more powerful in our knowledge and our wisdom with this, it'll get better and better. My intention is we are manifesting in the Temple of Venus a castle and an eco-village, and to be part of it and to build something that is akin, that is a family that is next to the ancient ways of humans. I think it's enough with progress. We don't need any more progress. We need regress, but further than you think. I'm not talking about the medieval. I'm not talking about 1,000 years ago. I'm talking about way, 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 way long ago. This channel is named after the first emperor. You can look up Lugal. And the story behind this name, you can look at the video that I referenced. But when it comes to ancient waves, our ancestors are with us and they have hidden knowledge that can unlock us for today, how we can be living. And connecting to them, I see as a source of being able to transcend the meaninglessness that we're seeing in our societies and to return to something that makes sense for humans. I think whether you're ascending or whether you're descending, you're incarnating from higher realms, which that isn't very much talked about. We always hear about ascension, but what about the beings that are coming down? It's very important to connect to your ancestors. Whatever body you're given, I think we're all indigenous to Earth. If you have a human body, we're indigenous to Earth. Even if you're a starseed, you have to honor your roots and listen to them. Find some community, read some book, connect to it in some way. But know as you connect to it, you will deepen your experience with those things. You might have elders come to you in your dreams. You might meet some retreat like come to you. But know that things will start to open and that your intention is magical. So this is Lugal. Also on Instagram, Lugal Regulus. You can follow me. I'm wishing you the most powerful, enlightened, compassionate, and that all of your sufferings will be alleviated, that you be able to reunite with yourself, every single part, that Osiris would be whole. And we'll end this session with Amen Ra, the King of the Sun. Aho Amen, Ashe, and it is so. Signing out.